I knew
Meet
that,
with.
but I had a conversation with him.
Mhm.
If possible, ask him to join.
Okay, okay. I'm calling him. Give me his
Yeah.
name. Okay, sir.
Okay. So business are of two categories, right? One we call is B2B and one is called B2C. You guys are senior people, so why don't you give a try? Do you know what is the full form of a B2B and B2C? Anybody?
Business to business, business to consumers.
Customer.
Great. So B2B is business to business, B2C is business to customer. So can you explain what is the difference between business to business and what is business to customer?
Like B2B means like we'll give it to the B2B clients like Swiggy, Zomato. Those are doing the business actually in the market. So we
Mhm.
can give this product to the business people like Swiggy or something. Or consumers, direct consumers like big companies like Linde and everybody will be having this type of Salesforce so that they can sell in the market.
No, it's not that complicated. So business to business means a company.
So may I try, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, suppose sir, there's a company like Nike. If
Uh-huh.
it wants to sell its products like shoes to a person, like I am going to buy a shoe, I
Yeah.
go to a Nike showroom, I buy it. That is a B2C sale. But suppose another company that wants to have a bulk order, like some 1,000 shoes for its employees for some purpose, they talk directly to Nike and they sell that shoes to the other company, like suppose TCS. So that is a B2B sales.
Absolutely. Great, great. So what is happening is basically B2B means a company is selling to another company, right? It's a relationship or a deal between a company to another company, right? Or an organization to another organization. And when a company is selling directly to individuals, that is called B2C. So when you go to Amazon or Flipkart and place your order, what kind of sale is that? B2C or B2B?
B2C.
B2C, right? You are placing your order on your behalf. You are not placing it probably the order on behalf of your company. You can, right? So you may be the like or you may be the administrator of your company, and then you say that I need my printers for my office, and there can be like 20 printers I need to order. So one company is giving an order to another company, right? So maybe I will place my order to HP, and I will say 20. Still, I am an individual who is doing it, but here I am not doing it for my personal use. I am doing it for a company, right? So that becomes a B2B selling. B2C selling is when I am using only for myself. There is no company involved here, right? So a company selling to an individual is B2C. A company selling to company is B2B. Okay. Any questions? So when a company is selling, there is a seller and there is a buyer. Whether it's a B2B or B2C does not matter. We will concentrate our energies right now to B2B business. Okay. One company is selling to another company. So let's talk about it. CRM is mostly utilized in B2B areas because therein a big deal processes is a lengthy sales process, and that's why it takes a CRM to better manage that. B2C sales is very easy. You go to a cart, select your products, and run a show. You don't need a guided selling mechanism. It might be possible for a very sophisticated product like a laptop or maybe a Rolls-Royce car, which is completely customized for your customer. In that case, the B2C sales also probably needs a CRM. But usually, a CRM is most useful for B2B business. Okay, so there is a seller and a buyer side. Now let's talk about seller. This is also a company, seller company, and this is also a company, right? So let's give an example. Right, like he said, Nike is there. I have Nike and I have TCS. So TCS has a marathon, and there are 200 people who will be 200 employees of TCS will be running, and TCS will would need 200 shoes and caps, right? So they will place an order to Nike. So there is a salesman in Nike who is coming to TCS, and will is basically doing the deal, right, of 200 caps and shoes. Maybe Reebok is also chasing that same deal, right? Reebok also wants to get that. So there is two companies here competing with each other, right? We'll talk about this. So selling company is Nike for our instance. So who do you think will use Salesforce, the seller or the buyer?
Both of them.
Why would both of them? Okay, what is seller using for?
Seller might be using the CRM to identify its potential customer.
Now let's concentrate our energies only on this deal.
Okay.
200 shoes and 200 caps. In this deal, what is the role of a CRM or role of Salesforce? And whose side is basically purchasing Salesforce or using Salesforce?
So primarily, the seller company would be using Salesforce or the CRM to store information about the prospective buyer or
Okay, good idea. So why do you think the buyer needs a CRM?
buyer. So I'm not sure buyer, but buyer might need Salesforce because it might take quotations from other companies rather than from Nike. As you said, like it could be Adidas also, Reebok also. So they also might need to store their quotation details and or
So
contact
let's
person
talk
details.
about CRM in full fledged. Anybody wants to talk? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I agree with Dipanjan what he said.
Mhm. So let us break down CRM. So CRM is customer relationship management. So in this context, first let's define who is the customer. So who is the customer in this deal?
The buyer, that is TCS.
Buyer.
TCS.
TCS is the customer in this deal.
Yeah.
So CRM is a product which is used for managing interactions with the customer, and this is used by a seller organization.
Okay.
TCS, if TCS is selling something to his customer, then TCS can have its own CRM. But in this deal context, the only people who will be using CRM is the seller. The buyer has no obligations of any CRM because CRM is customer. Selling side is not a customer for them. Selling side is basically a vendor for them. So they might have a vendor management system. That is a different story. But they do not need a CRM. Clear?
Right.
If TCS is selling something, then TCS will need a CRM. And TCS definitely sells because it is also a company. So it will also have a CRM. But for this deal context, Salesforce will be utilized only by the seller and Salesforce will be purchased by the seller. Clear?
Yeah.
So let's now see the selling side. So when seller, and what is Salesforce? Salesforce is basically a cloud product, right? And cloud product is just like Gmail. You have your account at the rate gmail.com. That is how you log in, right? Gmail.com. You go to gmail.com. You punch in your account details, user ID, password, and you log in. That is how a cloud product works. It's just you need a browser. That's it. A good browser. Any browser can work. It can be Internet Explorer. It can be Chrome. It can be Firefox. Anything you want. A modern browser. Edge is also there. Internet Explorer is no longer used now. Safari is a very good browser I'm using right now. That is so. All these browsers, anything which can provide you websites, that software and a good internet connection is all you need for a CRM to run, cloud CRM to run. Clear? Salesforce is the #1 CRM cloud. So what you need to log in to where? You will be logging to login.salesforce.com. You will have a user ID and password. You will log in. So who will log in from the seller side? Any ideas?
So developer, I think.
Developer.
Developer admin. Administrator.
Admin. Admin
Yeah.
also.
Let's go back to our, let's go back, forget about your role and responsibility as an admin or developer. Let's again come back to the deal. I am selling 200 caps and 200 and 100, like 200 caps, 200 shoes to TCS. Nike is selling to TCS. Who is using Salesforce?
So the sales
Nike, sir.
executive.
Nike, sir.
Nike.
Nike is not a person, right?
Yeah, means
Nike login.
company.
Who will log in? That is the question I'm asking.
The sales executive or the sales person who will be dealing with this particular deal.
Marketing person. Yes.
Absolutely.
Marketing person, exactly.
Not marketing person. It's a sales person. A person who is basically selling these shoes to TCS. He will be recording the whole conversation, whole management, whole buyer, whole. He will put in the buyer details. He will put which people they are working with. He will put what is the quotations process through which the deal is going through. It will give visibility to his company that what is he working on, right? So a sales representative or sales executive is the person who is using Salesforce. So he will always have a login. So we'll call this user. Okay, so there would be a sales user. And unlike in Gmail, everybody is using Gmail. So everybody is logged into gmail.com. But if you log in, can you see my mails? Or can I see your mails? Can I go to your inbox? Or you can go to my inbox? Is it possible?
No, sir. No, sir.
Not possible, right?
Not possible.
So it is a clear segregation of data, right? Even if you're logging into the same portal, your user ID and password takes you to your inbox only. You are not taken to in somebody else's inbox, right? So your data is your data, somebody else's data is somebody else's data. Both are working on the same server, same infrastructure. So similarly, Salesforce also works. So every organization can have multiple users. So the people who belong to that organization can see each other's data. But people outside that organization will not be able to see that data. Okay. So that segregation, just like in Gmail, we call it inbox. Everybody will have a separate inbox. In Salesforce, the company instance is called org. Org means organization, right? So selling company is equal to the org, right? So Nike will be an org. So sales, so all the users. So where the employees of Nike will be the users of Salesforce, sales employees usually. So employees of say Nikes will be here are equal to users, and the company is equal to org. Clear? This is the seller side. So Salesforce instance or Salesforce boundary. Which go ahead and ask question if you have any question. Shan, you have raised hand.
Yes, sir. So basically, like what you told that in Gmail we cannot access the different
Okay.
profiles.
So Shan is raising his hand by default. Shan, click the hands once again. It will not see again.
Okay, that's fine. Somnath also has raised hand. I don't know if you have any questions. Okay. So unmute yourself and ask question. There is no need to raise hand. So so what is happening is that so the company is equal to org in Salesforce. That is the boundary on which the data will reside. It's just like an inbox wherein all the information will be there. But that inbox is shared across all the employees of that organization, only that organization. That means the employees of Nike will see each other's records. Why they will see each other's records, that we'll discuss later. Now let's come to the buyer side. So buyer does not have Salesforce, right? They do not need to store anything at all. If they have a vendor management system, that is a different story. We are not discussing today vendor management. We are discussing customer relationship management. So buyer is not a buyer does not have a customer. He is the customer, right? So how will I store the buyer's information? That means the customer's information into Nike, the Salesforce instance. So the company is stored in a table called account, and the employees of that company are stored in contact. Okay, there are two tables. There is an account table and there is a contact table. Inside Salesforce, Salesforce has automatically given it. These are standard objects. That means you don't need to create these tables. You cannot delete these tables. They are already there. When you get your Salesforce instance, the seller side already gets two tables. One to store their customer company details, where another to store the customer employee details. Clear? Any questions? They also have a table called user, wherein they store their own employees details who are logging in. The people who are only logging into Salesforce are only stored in users table. You may have other employees who are not logging into Salesforce. In that case, their information is not stored in user table. Clear? So when we are dealing, TCS has 5 lakh employees at this point, I think, something of that. So when the sales representative, this guy's name is Shovanjit Ghosh. Shovanjit is
6.26 lakh.
yeah, 6.2 lakh. See. So Shovanjit Ghosh is the Nike employee who is selling 200 shoes and caps to TCS. What will he store in the account table and what will he store in the contact table? So let me draw two tables. This is one table. This is account table. This is the contact table. So in account table, what is the bare minimum? So think that he is storing this in an Excel file. He has two sheets, Excel sheets. One is to store the people with whom he is working on, and another to store the account. So what row? There will be one row, right? To store in a table. Contact will also have a row to store a table. So in account first, let's see what is the bare minimum information that you need to store. Give me the name of the column.
The
Bare
account
minimum.
name.
Yeah.
Account name.
Name. Great. So what will you store? What Shobhanjit Ghosh will write in this account table?
Like the name
TCS.
of the
TCS.
users or
TCS. That is a company name, right? So account is storing the company name, company details.
so simultaneously record the user ID of the individual.
Sorry, please come again.
User ID of the individual. Suppose I am using the same, so in that table, the user ID also need to be there. Like the specific
User
ID
ID
or
where?
the unique code. Like in that, there is a name column is there. After that, I think there must be one column which in the name of user.
Let's not talk about other fields. Let's talk about what is the bare minimum information I have to fill up. What is the bare minimum information for the storing your company on which you are working on right now? Apart from name, do you think there is anything else needed?
Location, sir.
Location, address.
Location, address. Many people are doing business virtually right now. Do you think that is important?
No, good enough.
So email ID, phone number.
Email ID, phone number.
Unique
I
ID
think
must be there.
That is a different discussion. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the basics first. What do you think is the mandatory information or the bare minimum information that need to be filled up in this table so that I can work?
Sir, privileges,
What privileges?
admin privileges, or any user privileges like that.
Where is user coming from? Shobhanjit Ghosh is using Salesforce. He's the salesman. He's trying to close a deal of 200 caps and 200 caps and 200 shoes with TCS. What will he store? How will he use Salesforce? He has a table to store his company information and he has a table to store his customer employee details. So what will he store? That is the question I'm asking.
Customer, I mean, caps and the shoes details. Actually, how many we will
That
require like
quantity.
that. Quantity, yes, exactly.
That will
Already,
come
sir.
later. That will come later. You are not able to store your customer name itself properly first. First, tell me how to store the customer details. Then we'll come to the deal. Deal will come later. I'm asking you, what will I store in my account table?
Okay, so the GST number, company details, I think.
May or may not be required. If you have done business in past, not all company has GST.
Okay.
So GST is not a mandatory information. There can be small companies who don't have a turnover more than 20 lakhs. In that case, they do not need a GST.
First column you have written that the customer name, right? So second column, I think the name of the product.
I am asking, this account will store what? Let's go back to our first page. I think we are forgetting very quickly. What are we storing in account table?
Company detail.
Just the company details.
Yes.
In contact, we are storing the employee details. So what are we storing here in account?
Name, email ID, phone number, or
I am
address.
specifying. Good. All these are important. What is bare minimum? What information is needed? Without it, you cannot create a record. You cannot create a new row.
There's some unique ID, like an account number.
None of your business. If it's a unique or not unique, who cares? Does Shobhanjit host gives a damn if there is a unique name or not? He doesn't care. He needs to close a deal. He's in a hurry. What information he needs to type in? I'm taking so much time because you are making your life complicated. So you have to start making your life less complicated. Think simply. Okay, it's not too much complicated.
The account
Only
name.
bare minimum information you need of that company is that company's name. That's it. I don't need anything else. Name is enough. If I get other information, well and good. If I don't get other information, can't help it. But for storing my customers, bare minimum details is the name of the company. That's it. Okay. What will I store in contact? What would be the fields in this table? Or what would be the columns in this table? What I need to, Shobhanjit Ghosh needs to punch in.
Employee name.
Sorry?
Employee name.
Employee name. Okay. So here we can break this to a first name, last name.
Contact detail means mobile number or
Again, basic question. What is the bare minimum information do I need?
Yes.
As we need,
Name and last name.
actually, Nike wants to sell shoes and caps, so that means we have to take care of the heights and size like that, the column.
I am not getting into the deal first. Deal will come later.
Okay.
The name
Let's
only.
only talk about the person with whom. Sure. So what the people's information he needs to store here, right?
The name, age.
His name only, sir. His name.
Name only.
Only name. That's it.
name.
Whom I am working with. Rest, if I have, good. If I don't have, I don't care. A sales agent doesn't care. Even between first name and last name, only last name is a mandatory field in Salesforce. Only name is the mandatory field in Salesforce. No other field is mandatory in Salesforce. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So these two tables are there. Bare minimum information is the name field on account. Bare minimum information on contact is the last name. First name you may have or may not have. First name, last name. Other information is nice to have. Okay. So I have now stored. So TCS has 6.5 lakh employees, right? Somebody said now. So how many employees details will Shobhanjit Ghosh store here? 6.5 lakh employees?
No, sir, 200.
200 employees he will store here. Why?
Because those who need actually the marathon details, that's all.
Why does Nike need to care who is running the marathon? Or
Sir,
why Shobhanjit needs to care about who is running the marathon?
sir, only the person's information dealing with this deal will be stored.
Absolutely right. Only the per employee of TCS who is relevant or is interacting with Shobhanjit Ghosh for closing this deal, only that person's information is enough. What TCS is doing with these products, none of my business. Not relevant for me. People who are running the marathon are not my customers or Shobhanjit Ghosh's customers. The person who is closing the deal, the person who is writing the check, is the person who is the customer for him. The other TCS employees don't matter. Clear? So Animesh Banerjee is the person, HR department, who is basically working with Shobhanjit Ghosh to close this deal. He is talking to me. And I say that, no, I need finance department also to be involved. So I will, Dipanjan De is the finance department person who is also now talking to Shobhanjit, because they will probably do the clearance of the check. So Shobhanjit now is talking to two employees of TCS. One is the HR department, one is the finance department. So these two people are the people Shobhanjit Ghosh is talking to, or salesman is talking to. So only he will enter two people's information. Clear? Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So now, what is the relationship between account and contact? There are three kinds of relationship. One-to-one. That means one record or one row of one table is associated with one record in the other table. 1 is to many. Many is n. N means any number. That is, one record of one table is associated with multiple records or multiple rows on another table. And another is n is to n. That means many to many relationship. That means many rows of one table is associated to many rows in the other table. Or it is one to many from both sides. So one row is associated to many rows. One row of this table associated to many rows of this table. And one row of this table associated to many rows in this table. Diagrammatically is mentioned with one line. This is mentioned like this, and this is mentioned like this. Many to many is mentioned like this. Okay. Three-way, like Trishul from both sides. Okay. So what is the relationship between the account table and the contact table?
One to many.
Which side is one, which side is many?
Account side is one and contact side is one.
Why?
Sir, selling my buyer is only one company, which
Okay.
is TCS, and I can have multiple contact records from TCS, like you said, the HR person or a finance person or some other person.
Just like we saw here, right?
Yes, sir.
So one record, one TCS is associated with two people, right? That means one to many. But let us check if it is one record of this side, can we associate with multiple records this side? Ulta hota hai kya? Let's see. So Dipanjan De can be an employee of two companies?
No, sir.
Not really, right? Usually not. So it is only one way. That means one to many relationship. Any questions so far? Before deciding it's a one to many relationship or many to many relationship, check from both sides. Then you can understand it is a one to one or one to many or many to many. Okay. So now we have stored our customers' information in two tables. One is where we store the company information. One is where we store the that customers, employees information, right? Or the people with whom we are dealing, that the salesperson is dealing with. Now let's talk about the deal, right? Where is this deal coming from? So there is also a table which is called deal table, which is storing deal. In Salesforce, it is called opportunity. Opportunity is the object which is basically storing your deal. How will that look like? It's a table like this. And it will also have an opportunity name. And you probably will say TCS order as a name you can give to it. Or let's say TCS marathon order. So that is my record, right? First one row in this table, TCS marathon order. I also have another table wherein I store or keep track of my products. That table is called products, of course. So I have two rows. In my product, what is the bare minimum information I have to keep?
Product name and price,
Price.
might, or at least product name.
Bare minimum is name. Price, good question. Price might be needed, yes. But now the question is, I will come to the price factor. So opportunity and product. How is opportunity and product is related to each other? How is the deal object related to product? And this product might have two rows. One is shoe and is cap.
One too many.
Which way is one? Which way is many?
Opportunity is one.
Opportunity is one. Product is many. So
No, I think many too many.
one TCS order is linked to two products. Good.
But we can buy these shoe and cap to another company as well. So it can be end to end.
Absolutely. So
Yes.
we can have Wipro order also, right? For the same products. So second row is also linked to, so one shoe is now linked to two rows here. Cap is also linked to two orders.
Right.
There are multiple orders which is placed on this table, which will use the same products, right? So it is one to many from this side also. When you have one to many from both sides, it becomes a many to many relationship. Clear?
Yeah.
Many to many relationship in Salesforce cannot be done between two tables directly. Okay. We will see this in detail. How, why. So there is a mapping table which is needed. So there would be a new table between these two. And that will basically map this many to many relationship. So let me give an order. So TCS shoe, TCS order shoe, TCS order cap, Wipro order shoe, Wipro order cap. So these two rows are linked to this one. These two rows are linked to this one. Shoe is linked to this one and this one. Cap is linked to this one and this one. So it is a one-to-many relationship from both sides. This table has a one-to-many relationship from both tables, and that's how a many-to-many relationship is established. Clear? We call this mapping.
Yes, sir.
When we have a mapping table, it's named usually by the original table which we are mapping. So this mapping table is called opportunity product. Okay. So there is a table called opportunity. There is a table called product. There is a mapping table called opportunity product, which is creating the many-to-many relationship. Any questions so far? Let us bring product back. Before moving here, okay, we'll come. So now we have product. Where do you store your products? When you go to a restaurant, where do you see your prices?
Menu, sir.
Menu,
Menu.
sir.
There is a menu. Great. So let's create a menu table. This menu table is called price book in Salesforce. So I have a product and a price book. Nike can have only one menu card, or it can have multiple menu cards.
Multiple can have multiple
Basically
menu
have
cards.
multiple menu cards.
Give me an example. Why it can have multiple menu cards?
Like for Nike have different types of products. Okay. So they
Sorry?
have their different type. Nike have different type of products. So
No.
the
We are
cap have
concentrating only on shoe and cap. Don't
yeah,
okay.
for,
Don't
for
bother
for
about other.
shoe for shoe they have different type
Same
of
model of
like
the shoe, same model of the cap. Can the same model of the shoe and the same model of the cap can have different prices?
Depending
no,
on
No.
we don't
sizes
need
also, no,
anything,
sir.
sir.
Sir,
Yeah,
We don't need
for
anything
different
like that.
geographic locations, for different countries, we can have different prices.
absolutely right. So in
Yes.
India, I will have INR price. In USA, I will have US price.
Yes, sir.
So there is a two separate. One would be in dollar. One would be INR, right? Same product, but different prices in different geographies. So I have two menus. One is India menu card and US menu card. What is the relationship between price book and product?
One too many.
Which side is one?
Yeah, product means
Shoe shoe is there
shoe.
in the India menu card. Shoe is also there in the US menu card.
So it
Correct.
would be many
Cap
to
is
many.
also in the India menu card. Cap is also there in US menu card.
Menu, sir.
So it will be many to many.
So India menu card now is associated to multiple products. So it is many to many from this side, one to many from this side, and from this side is also one to many. That's why it is a many to many relationship.
It becomes many to many.
Okay. Again, Salesforce does not allow you to directly create a relationship between two tables, right? What you have to do?
Mapping.
Mapping, sir, mapping.
Mapping table.
So there is another table which is coming inside, which is creating this mapping. What? Like shoe, India, shoe, USA, cap, India,
Cap, yes.
cap, USA. Simple. Mapping is established. Where will you store the price? This table, or this table?
Product table. I
The
think
mapping table.
mapping table.
Make up your mind. Only one answer.
Mapping table, sir.
I think
Why?
mapping table.
No. Just
No, sir,
giving
the
that
last one.
is not enough. Give me the reason for that. Why mapping table?
No, sir, we have to put it on the India and USA table because the price menu actually. Because we will mention that in INR price and we will mention it on US price.
Means
Give me the table
in
you are
map.
talking about.
Yeah. Mapping
Will
table. I
put
think
right
mapping
there.
table.
No,
Sir,
that's
only
right.
the mapping table can.
People who are saying mapping table, I will come to you later. People who are not saying mapping table, who are that? Let me talk to them first. Tell me why. Which table do you want? Do you think the price should be stored? Price book or product?
I think so on product, just because I mean,
So I have created a new column here. Price. What will I store here? There is
we have to
one
mention
record for
two.
India, and then there is a price column. So what
Yeah,
will I
sorry.
store in this price column?
So one is caps price and another one is shoe price. We can put it
Where
on
will it?
mapping
I
table.
have only one row.
Okay, so we can put it on mapping table. Sorry for that.
If I have the price on here, I do not know which product this price belongs to.
Mhm.
Yes.
If I store it here, I do not know which menu card this price is for. This price which I am putting here is a India price or a US price. I don't have that information. Only this table has both the information. Which product, which area, what price? 100 rupees, $100, 200 rupees, $200. Clear? So price is stored in this mapping table, and this table is called what should it be called?
Product
Price
price
table.
book.
Huh?
Product price book.
Product price book or price book product, right? But Salesforce does not call it product price book or price book product. It calls it price book entry. Yeah, it's an exception to the naming convention. Please remember that.
Price book entry.
We are coming back to the deal again. What is the important part which is missing here? Now I have deal name. I know which product has been chosen in that deal, that order, right? What important information is missing here for placing an order?
The quantity
Quantity.
of the product.
Where will you store the quantity? This table, or this table?
Mapping table.
Why?
Because here we can see clearly that the specification from how much product we have to buy from TCS, how much from Wipro. We have a clear
You have
divided.
which order, which product. All the information is there with you.
The
Which
last
order,
one, sir. The last one.
which product, what quantity.
Yes.
So this is the place wherein we'll say 200 caps, 200 shoes, 100 caps, 100 shoes. Clear?
Yes.
So how many tables did we talk till today? Till now? Give me the names.
Account, contact,
Hold on.
opportunity,
Hold on.
product,
Account, contact, opportunity, product. What else?
opportunity, product,
Opportunity, product,
price book,
price
Price
book,
book.
price book entry.
price book entry. We have also talked about user, right?
User. Yes.
These are all the tables, and these all tables are called standard objects. I will stop using the term tables from now on. In tables in Salesforce is called object. Column of that table is called field, and rows of that table is called record. Clear? So we'll use these terms from now on. So all these tables which you saw are standard objects. Standard means these are already given by Salesforce automatically. It is available for you in Sales Cloud license. You don't have to create this table. You cannot delete this table. The name field and other fields which already is given by Salesforce is called standard fields. Okay, every table will have some kind of columns there. Those standard objects. Those tables, those columns cannot be deleted. Those are called standard fields. There are no records by default given, though your trial log will have some records. But usually, when you will buy Salesforce, there will not be a single record. All data will be fed by you. Okay. So standard objects are basically the objects which is given by Salesforce. You cannot create them, you cannot delete them. So that is all there to use. Custom objects are the objects which you can create. Yeah, these are not there by default. Standard objects cannot be created. It cannot be deleted. Custom objects, of course, can be deleted. Okay. Standard objects have standard fields. You can also create custom fields inside it. That means you can create new fields. You can create new columns in account object. You can create new fields in contact objects if you want. Just like GST number. By default, it will not be there. But probably you need that information. In that case, you will create a field called GST number. Okay. Go ahead and create that field. Okay. When you are doing your trailhead, you will go ahead and check that. You will be able to create that field. Also create a new table. Yeah. Anything. We'll start creating some assignments. I will show it to you. We'll start an assignment today and we'll show you that. Okay. So custom objects, start creating some custom objects. We'll give an assignment to create a custom object for you, but of course create custom. So custom objects also has standard fields, and we'll see this in our next class. Or you can explore on your own. And you can of course create custom fields because that is why you have created that object. What are those standard fields in custom object? We'll also discuss that. Okay. So broadly, two types of objects. Let's see quickly how this is done there. Before we close for today, there is another object which is very crucial for you to understand. How does a salesman start his day? You have first joined as a salesman in Nike. How will you start your day? How will you start selling?
Knowing about the products, different products,
Yeah,
models.
you have done your induction, everything. Today you have to start selling. How will you start?
You have to check the potential customer of the product.
Potential customer. How will you get that potential customer?
From the database.
Which
First,
database?
sellers means Nike's database.
Nike will give you the potential customers.
No, not really, but
How will you get? How will you start your day?
By knowing the competitors and everybody.
Guys will be super flop as a salesman. You can't even start your first day. You do not know what to do. You will have a target of probably selling of 5 crore. Yeah, deal size of 5 crore, or every quarter you will have a 5 crore target. How will you come to go and start your day? What will you do?
Sir, probably will start try to make some calls to
Calls where?
contacts.
Which contacts?
So marketing will get some data, no sir?
Which marketing?
Like any marketing, digital marketing or something like that.
Digital marketing will get some data for you.
Sir, I think that the person who actually contacted us from TCS, like admin or anything else, we will contact him directly so that we can get the details for there.
That is a very good case wherein the customer has already come to you. What if? But that will be very rare situations. But that is also good. You have a point. If somebody has made an inquiry, we call this as an inquiry.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
Another one we can.
Another,
Another.
we can get data from history that this product had previously sold to these customers, so we can contact them
No,
all.
no, sir.
only
Another
people who
thing.
have purchased your product in past, only to them you will be able to sell, not a new person.
No, sir. Another one we can
No,
do that.
I'm telling about the first day.
First day, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody will share their customer details to you. Another salesman also has a target. You will go to his customer. How will he reach his target if he is giving away his customers to you? You are not the only salesman of the company, right?
So that means we have to knock the door.
Knock the door. Where? How will you do that?
Actually, we have
Like
to find some customer.
How will you find the customer?
in TCS, we have to start something new in outside of TCS like that.
Arey bhai, how? How? You are a salesman. You have joined the office
By ad.
by
giving
Ad.
ad.
No, no,
A salesman has the option of giving away ad. Have you ever seen a salesman giving ad?
no.
No, sir.
What are
By
you
getting
talking?
leads only.
Advertising marketing department. You may or may not have a marketing department in your office.
I have to go to stockist.
Comes later. Salesman always is first, already in market before marketing takes over. Marketing needs a lot.
Sir, I have to go stockist or local markets.
Great. You have to go to the local market. That's fine. Then what will you do?
And multi-brand outlets will go and will ask for this type of shoes we are selling out.
You are doing corporate sales, like you're selling to TCS, you're selling to Cognizant, you're selling to Wipro. That's your job. You are into corporate sales. Retail shop marketing management, that is a different discussion. We are not doing that. That is not even your customer. That is a partner.
For that, we need to visit the different organization or
You have to visit where?
local market organizations.
I am not able to hear you, by the way.
We need to first that the salesperson need to visit the local market or the organization which are locally present in their market. First,
Okay.
we need to reach them.
Okay.
First, we need to, after when we reach them, we need to elaborate the same. That what are the details what are the products we are having, why you would like to buy that, what are the feasibilities or what are the usabilities you are getting
Do
from
you
this
think
product.
if you go to Cognizant,
Yeah.
Cognizant will entertain you? What is the guarantee that they will purchase your product?
No, the salesperson never be entertained at the first time. So in that case, we need to provide them some like
They are
pamphlets or
saying we don't
something
have
that you.
time.
So,
What is the
for that,
conversion rate? Do you know? In industry, it is called 1:10. If you reach to 10 people, only one will be interested in your product.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if they are
But
not
the whole day
entertained,
you have spent, you have reached 10 people or 10 organizations, right? You have met 10 organizations. And your manager is saying that, what did you do? You said that I have got a new customer, one customer. So do you think that gives the true picture of what you have been doing the whole day to your manager?
no, not that one, but
So
like
the
in
9
my
people who rejected you, or did you said that not now? In sales, when with somebody says no, we say please interpret that as not today. Okay. So no does not mean no. No means not today in sales terms. Okay.
in that case, we need to
Be in
follow
a,
up again after some
so these
days.
9 people, and there is only one person who is interested. So there is a 20 people. How many of these 9 or 10 people will you store in your account and contact table?
All of them.
All of them. You
Contact
no
all
deal.
of them.
You have no deal happening with any of them. Why will you store that in account and contact?
No, in account
Because not today.
we store one.
Sorry.
So because not
It-
today, it might happen tomorrow.
I'll
That
again
is,
now.
that is fine, but there is no deal. If there is no deal, there is no, it cannot be stored in account and contact.
Sir, only one
Only one. The person who is interested,
who is
only
interested.
detail needs to go to account and contact. But that does not go directly. Usually, you will have these 10 people in one table and only convert the person who is interested into account and contact. Okay? And that is called lead conversion. And this table is called lead. And lead will store the total 10 details. Out of them, only one will go to the account and contact. Why do I need to store these 9 people's detail if they are not interested? What is the point of doing this? Why should I store in Salesforce?
Future opportunity.
In
Future
future, the
opportunity.
salesperson will again contact to the same.
Future opportunity, showing visibility what you are doing on, because every lead will have some time. You have devoted some time for every lead, right? It will give you a visibility to your manager that you have been working on 10 leads, out of them one is interested. Okay, so there is another sales object which is called lead. Lead is a person. Lead is not a company. Okay, just like contact. Lead is a person. That means you will store first name, last name, company name also, of course. But first name, last name, just like a lead contact. So you will have a person's details. Out of that, when you convert, the company will be taken and created the company, and first name, last name, or this lead will become a contact. And it will be taken out from the lead table. Got it? The 9 of them will stay there in the lead table. One will move out to account contact table. And one lead will get converted to contact and account. Clear? That's how it works. It is very important that you also store your leads. Leads are the people who may or may not be interested in your product, but you are approaching them. If they are interested, then it becomes a lead qualification. And then the lead is converted into account and contact.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So from where we get the lead?
Very good question. You tell me.
Okay, those who actually visited on B2C customer like that,
No.
or those who actually contacted on website.
You went to Cognizant. You said that who is your admin department, who does procurement.
Okay.
You took his card, you punch in into Salesforce. That's it.
Okay, got it, sir.
Chasing this person for 3 days. That was your lead. Then he said, don't call me ever. Go to hell. That person will remain as lead. Okay. That is how a lead is converted into a lead is a potential customer. It's not a customer. Account and contact are actual customers who are either doing a deal with you or have already done a deal with you. Okay. This is all about salesman's journey. We'll see these products, we'll see these tables in days to come. So start doing the trailhead, and in next class, we'll have some more stuff for you. Before that, assignment time.
Next class is in Saturday only, sir.
Sorry?
Next class is in Saturday only, sir. Like
Yeah,
next
do you have any
Saturday.
problems on Saturday?
Actually, in our office, like first Saturday and third Saturday is in working day, sir. That's why.
You can discuss, everybody can discuss with Shovan and find out a suitable time which is working for everybody. We can
Okay,
reschedule
sir.
else.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Shovan, you have a discussion with everybody and find out which is
Yep,
suitable.
no problem.
It can be Sunday also. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
So, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. I think you guys start first. I think I will not bomb you with assignment today. Let's take the assignment from the next class. Yeah, start your registration process and stuff, and finish it off. Then probably next class we'll have this.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
No problem.